Today, I'm going to discuss a topic, and I've simply titled it, Listen. Now, I'm a firm believer that our problem as people isn't that we don't know what to do or what not to do. The problem is that we don't listen to our internal guidance. Now, the internal guidance that I am talking about, you may call it God, the Holy Spirit, the universe, your conscience. It doesn't really matter what you call it. We all have it. What does matter is whether or not we listen. One of the greatest minds that ever lived, Socrates, he said the thing that set him apart from the common man was that when he heard that voice tell him not to do something, he simply didn't do it. Maybe you've heard me say, much of the unhappiness and discontentment that we experience in life is due to the difference between who we are and what we do. Who we are is the source of that voice. It points us toward the mark that we are to aim at each day. And the more we act in opposition to that voice, the farther away we get from who we are. In a religious context, to miss the mark means to sin. And the wages of sin is death. And I believe this to be a death of the spirit, a slow degradation of that which animates us and gives us life. To lose yourself is the consequence of our failure to listen. So why don't we just listen? One reason I think is because we think it's just too hard. And the truth is, it is often hard to listen in the moment. And this is a great way to define self-discipline. Choosing what we know we want most over what we think we want right now. It's foregoing instant gratification. It's resisting the forbidden fruit in order to have eternal communion with God. Another reason that we don't listen is because of all the noise that we are constantly surrounded by. There are so many distractions. The oldest questions of mankind are, who am I and why am I here? But how can we ever know ourselves if we don't spend time with ourselves? Now, these distractions can be things like social media, television, our damn cell phones. These distractions can also be things like alcohol, drugs, work, attention from others. All of these little dopamine hits that we get with every DM, every like, every comment, every compliment, every funny meme, every match we get, every time somebody swipes left or right or whatever the hell direction they're supposed to swipe, every brief moment of feel good that keeps us from remembering just how far away from our true selves we have become. So, here's a question. Who are you and why are you here? Now, you may be thinking, Andy, I feel like I've been wandering around in the dark, banging my head against walls for so long, I have no idea where to even start. And I'm here to tell you that I have been there. I know what that feels like. Hell, I'm surprised you haven't bumped into me in that dark room recently. And I'll tell you where you can start. You can start by listening. When God, the universe, your conscience speaks up and says, don't say that. Don't go there. Don't text them. Don't call them. Don't do that. Don't pick that up. When that voice says, you can do it. Make that call. Believe in yourself. Take a chance. Do it for you and the ones that you love. When your internal guidance speaks to you, listen. and I'm going to try to do the same. Now, maybe you're aware that starting tomorrow, I'm going dark for 1 month until April 14th. Now, I made this decision about a week ago, and a few days after making the decision, something occurred to me. My father died on March 17th when I was 17 years old. Then on April 14th, I had my 18th birthday. For several of the following years until I was 29, I really struggled from mid-March to mid-April every year. I was usually heavily intoxicated the entire time and barely functioning in everyday life. Then, during my 29th year, everything changed on February 7th, 2007. I woke up in jail and I experienced a sort of awakening, and my life changed forever. Following that event, I attended a 1-month rehab program from, you guessed it, mid-March to mid-April, a time where positive change was solidified in my life forever. And now here we are. The last couple of years have been the hardest I have experienced since that day in February of 2007. And I don't say that for attention or for pity. I say it because it's true. I say it because even though I've dedicated my life to helping others through the battles of their lives, I'm not immune to my own battles. I'm just like you. And I remember how rejuvenating that month in rehab was. How all I had to do was focus on myself and getting better. I've often wished that I could take another time out like that. But of course, life has too many demands. And I would constantly make the excuse that it just wasn't possible. And you know what? Maybe it's not possible. Maybe I can't do it like I did during that 28-day rehab program. But just because you can't do something perfectly doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it to the best of your ability. So I'm going to take a knee for a while. I'm going dark until April 14th. No social media, no alcohol, no unnecessary contact with the outside world. Sure, I'm still going to have obligations. I'm still going to work, be a father, read, write, do all the personal stuff, the personal work on me. But I'm going to unplug, regroup, and recharge to the best of my ability. And maybe this sounds like something that would be helpful for you. Maybe there's something else that you need to do or stop doing. I don't know what you need to do, but you do. Just listen. That's all I have for you today, and I will see you in a month. Please take what you need and leave the rest.